Once upon a time, in a quaint little village nestled beside a winding river, there lived a young boy named Tom. Tom was a curious and adventurous child who loved to spend his days exploring the nooks and crannies of the village. One day, as he strolled along the riverbank, he noticed something peculiar floating in the water: tiny paper boats. Intrigued by this discovery, Tom decided to investigate. He followed the trail of paper boats upstream, each one leading him further into the heart of the village. Eventually, he reached an old, abandoned house at the edge of the forest. The sight sent shivers down his spine, but his curiosity urged him to press on. Carefully, Tom stepped inside the dilapidated house. To his surprise, he found himself in a dimly lit room filled with stacks of paper and coloured pencils scattered across the floor. In the corner sat an old man, hunched over a table, folding paper boats with remarkable precision. "Who are you?" Tom asked, his voice trembling with a mixture of fear and excitement. The old man looked up, his eyes twinkling with mischief. "Ah, a young adventurer. I am Mr. Albert, and these paper boats are my creations." Mr. Albert chuckled softly, his wrinkles deepening with amusement. "You see, young lad, long ago, I used to sail real boats down this very river with my friends. But as time passed and my friends moved away or passed on, I found myself alone. So I turned to making paper boats as a way to relive those cherished memories." Tom listened intently, his heart touched by Mr. Albert's story. "But why send them down the river?" Tom asked. "Ah, that's the mystery," Mr. Albert replied with a twinkle in his eye. "I send them downstream in hopes that they will find their way into the hands of someone who needs a little bit of magic in their life. Someone like you, perhaps." Tom's eyes widened with wonder. He realized that the paper boats weren't just a random occurrence, but rather a deliberate act of kindness from Mr. Albert. From that day forward, Tom visited Mr. Albert regularly. Together, they crafted paper boats of all shapes and sizes, each one carrying a message of hope and joy. Tom learned that sometimes the greatest adventures can be found in the simplest of gestures. As the years went by, Tom grew older, but his friendship with Mr. Albert only grew stronger. And though Mr. Albert eventually passed on, his legacy lived on in the hearts of all those who had been touched by his paper boats. And so, the mystery of the paper boats remained a cherished memory in the village. A reminder that even the smallest acts of kindness can have the greatest impact on those around us.